Alrighty, what is going on, everyone out there? I hope that you're doing as best as you can possibly be doing. That's all that I can wish for myself or anyone else. So, good day. Cheers to everyone. Take care of yourselves. So, what I have on my mind and what I want to talk about, I want to talk about this word perfection. Perfection. This word, like many other words, is its own contradiction. Perfection is a contradiction in and of itself because even though there really is no such thing as perfect or perfection, I would say that perfection is the way things are, how they really are. That's what I would say perfection is to me as a person. Now, for myself, for me as an individual, perfection has both helped me tremendously make some of the best music that I have ever made. It has helped me to draw some of the best art that I think personally that I have ever drew. It has helped me to do certain things in a way that I want to do them, but at the same time, perfection also thwarted so many things with me as an artist and a musician and an entrepreneur and a creator, because that's what I actually see myself as. I'm actually an entrepreneur. I am actually a musician. I am a writer. I am an artist. This is all I want to live for. I don't want to do anything else. But see, my perfection, and this is just one thing out of many things, my perfection has been thwarting me from putting out more stuff and just letting things go as they ought to go, as they should go, as like me letting them be. And when you're trying to be perfect, you will never let go of anything. Nothing will ever be good enough when you are a perfectionist. But there are perfectionists like me. I'm a perfectionist. And see, this is why I always talk about contradiction. Contradiction, polar opposites, conundrums, paradoxes, yin, yang. I always talk about what's black is white, but what is black is not white. You see, what's white, it complements black, but black is not white. The sky complements the ground, but the sky is not the same as the ground, even though it is kind of all one thing. It's different in many ways. And the more that you learn this as a person and the more that you see this, you will have this kind of spontaneousness to create, to talk about it, to let it be what it is when it is what it is. You won't be worried about how you're speaking or is this going to be good enough for people? This approval of the world thing. Like, are they going to approve of it? Is it going to be good enough? Is it going to sound right? See, if you're someone like me, I'm basing my craft off of, does it sound how I want it to sound? You see, does it look how I want it to look? Does it hear like I want it to hear? Are these sounds that I want to use? Is this pen the pen that I want to use to write? Is this paper the type of paper that I want to write on? It all has to do with the genuineness and uniqueness and authenticity of the person, the individual, you see. It has nothing to do with playing to the gallery or having the world's approval for it, or is it good enough? Is it going to sound how I think that they want it to hear like? That is not genuine to the person. That is not unique. That is trying to make it something then. That is trying to be something that I'm really not if I go to do that. You see what I'm saying? And that doesn't work for me because it's working. You see, it's kind of like works-based things. It's kind of like religion when it says works-based, like works-based religion. See, I'm not someone that is going to cram or force the example or the gospel of Jesus Christ down anybody's throat. It's just what is written there for everybody to read for themselves, to get whatever they get for it, whatever they get from it for themselves. It's not for me to bash people with this or to say, you need to be this thing or else. You know, if you don't do this way, then this can happen. Nah, that's not for me to do. And I'm not that type of person. And I never been that type of person. And I never will be that type of person because I don't want to control people, and I damn well don't want to be controlled. So, but this is a little off topic, but say something like love. I'm sorry to say, but love is not unconditional. There is no such thing as unconditional love. To me, I know it doesn't exist, but love exists. Love exists, but unconditional love doesn't exist. Because say you do something that someone doesn't like. If you do something that someone doesn't like, then they're not going to love you anymore. If you say something that someone doesn't approve of or disagrees with, then they're not going to like you anymore. If you do something that someone doesn't like per se, then they're going to judge you and they won't like you anymore because you did something that they don't agree with or they don't like. And see, this is where this judgmental attitude comes in towards one another. And yes, we all get on each other's nerves. We all have our pet peeves. We all have things that we like and we don't like. But I think if we had a more understanding of these things unto one another, we could somewhat stop creating as many problems. Like if someone's like that, then say, look, you're getting on my nerves, so either I got to get away from you for a little bit or you got to get away from me. No offense taken. See, if you're someone that can be offended, that says a lot about your character, because if you can be offended, that means you're willing to learn from people. You're willing to take it on the head if you're offended, because I think being offended is something stupid because we take it so seriously when someone says something about us or someone cracks a joke about us or someone makes fun of us or someone says something that we don't agree with or somebody is doing something that we don't like. It's like, okay, even though I don't like this, even though I don't agree with this, so what? It's not the end of the world. It's like, okay, even though this person's getting on my nerves, even though I don't like this thing, even though I don't agree with it, That's them. And I have to let them be them. I can't try to make somebody be what they're not for me. And even though it might seem like I'm preaching to people sometimes, and it might seem like I'm trying to get people to be like me and to do what I do and to say things I say, I'm really not ever trying to do that. It's just, see, I truly believe that once you understand contradictions and you understand that the I am of every person is literally everything in this world and in this universe, you realize you can't escape it. It's kind of like you both feel trapped, yet you feel free at the same time. It like perfection. It's something that helped me tremendously, but it's also something that has thwarted me from putting what I do as an individual out more. I mean, I have made so much music. I have wrote so many poems and poetry and writings. I have done so much stuff that the world has never seen or heard or has witnessed or none of that. Because I didn't make the decision to put it out there. I didn't make a decision to let it be known for some reason. And don't ask me why I did that, but it's for many reasons. But it's like I first had to see that until I am willing to be my true, authentic, genuine self at all times. See, I really think that fear is most of our problem today. It's this fear thing going on, a fear that we won't be accepted, a fear that when I say this, someone's going to judge me, a fear that if I do this thing, they're going to look at me different. If I wear this, why are you wearing that? You know, if I create this thing, why are you doing that? What are you doing that for? See, and it's this constant judgmental thing. It's always judging and trying to be for the world, judging people, judging the world, trying to be like the world, trying to be like something. And it's just judge and try, judge and try, judge and try. Me, I don't want to judge people anymore, and I don't try to do anything that I'm not going to do. So I have never forced myself to put anything out. I have never forced myself to show what I know as a person I'm capable of, because I don't do that for some reason. But I'm also seeing this conundrum. I'm seeing this contradiction go on. I have told myself before that one day I will be this and I will be that. One day this will happen and that will happen. And I've been telling myself this for so long that I do believe sooner or later it is going to manifest itself. But I have not yet just let it all go and just said, whatever happens is what happens. I'm not trying to make this happen anymore. I'm not trying to make anybody or anything come a certain way or go a certain way. I don't care to judge people anymore, because if we want to be honest, we have to be honest about this. I think we have to be willing to be selfish, but also give of ourselves at the same time. Contradiction. There's the contradiction. We are selfish people because we all need things constantly. We're need machines. But at the same time, if we could all give of ourselves a little bit too, then it would balance itself out. The conundrum, the contradiction, the irony, the yin-yang, the polar opposite will balance itself out, kind of. If we could be both selfish and giving at the same time, it's always that contradiction going on. The universe literally is yin yang. If there is really a God, God is yin yang. It can't be escaped. It cannot be escaped, because with love, there is hate. With up, there is down. With left, sooner or later, you gotta go right. You know, there's everything contradicts itself and is a polar opposition of itself. With hot, there is cold. With water, there is dryness. With wet, there is dry. It's you can't get away from that fact. That is a fact of life. Yet the world is, everybody's so one-sided. Everybody is so stuck on a side, or thinking that this is right, that's wrong. I'm the right one, they're the wrong people. See, you're still judging everything. You're not accepting everything. You're not taking it as it really is. You're still judging it. And why do I say these things? I say this as like a reminder. It is to, and whoever listens, listens. Whoever doesn't listen, doesn't listen. Love it or hate it. It doesn't matter to me anymore, because people are going to do what people do. People are going to judge. People are always going to say things. And this is why, if you're someone that is still seeking the approval of the world and people and mankind, you're never going to be the true you, the I am of everything. You're always going to be trying to be something that you're not for other people. We're always going to be trying to be something for others. And we're always going to be trying to fit in and trying to be popular and trying to do this and trying to do that and trying to look this way and trying to get this thing together and trying to get these people to like us and trying and trying and trying and trying. And in the trying comes the judgment. See, are we catching that? In the trying comes the judgment. That's when we judge ourselves and each other, because we're trying to be what we know we're really not. We're trying to make something happen that it's not happening naturally. It's not coming as it should naturally to us. And even though there's a lot of cruelty in nature, there's a lot of good and bad. There's a lot of all the polar oppositions in nature. But it's like, to me, if something is not natural, if something is not genuine and authentic and real and loyal to what it is actually doing, it doesn't mean anything to me as a person. That's just how I am. And what I relate to is other people that understand this with me. But the people that don't want to get it or don't understand or just don't care, I let them be what they are too. I'm not here to judge them either, because they're going to do what they do regardless. You see, the judgment is over. Even though I judge accordingly, the judgment is over with me. And I hope I'm not being too loud. I think they're having a funeral over there and they're playing like bagpipes and stuff, so I don't really want to be too loud here, so I'm going to bring it down a little. But this is just another realization upon realization, with so many realizations that I have come to in this life. It's this simple. If you do not want to live the way you are living, then you have to do something to change your circumstances. This is what I tell myself. If I don't want my life to be like this, then I have to do something to change it. If I'm whatever I'm going for, I am the only one that can make that happen. You see, it's like I'm just I'm telling myself, and whoever out there may be listening is like, what are you and I waiting for? What are we waiting for? There's nobody coming to make our lives what we want to make it. There is nobody that is going to release my music for me but me. There is nobody that is going to write something and put it out for others to read but me. There is nobody that can get on this video and record myself speaking but me. And it is a selfish thing, but at the same time, it's a giving of myself. This is the way that I give of myself. I might not give of myself in other ways that people might think I should, but this is the way that I do it because I am the only one that will ever do what I do. I am the only one that will ever be what I want and need to be for myself. Until we get this in our heads and we stop seeking the approval of the world and we stop playing to the gallery and we stop trying to be something, then we're never going to be the thing that we are supposed to be. It's that simple. It's that easy. It's not hard. It's not hard. We are making it hard on ourselves. And I ask myself, how could I be this ignorant for this long? How could I allow myself to be this ignorant for this many years? Like, where was I? What was I thinking? The thing was, I was in bondage. I was in slavery to the thoughts of other people around me. I was letting them determine where I went, how I lived, what I dressed like, what I was going to say, what music I made, what I wrote, how I lived. Anything I did, it was based on other people and not me. See, here's how I see this. You and I will never respect each other until we respect ourselves. Until we have a respect and a loyalty and a trust and a bond and a trueness, a genuineness and honesty with ourselves, we're never gonna have that with anybody else. Because if you can't be that unto yourself, how can you ever be that to another person? How can you ever give that to another person if you yourself is not doing that or being that or living that or proclaiming that or thinking that? It's that easy. It's that simple. It just needs to come into the mind. It needs to come into fruition in the mind. It's a renewing of the mind. This is what it always meant to me when it said a renewing of the mind. This is what it meant. What is being spoke right now. That's what I truly believe for myself. And I am not going to let this world ever influence me again and tell me otherwise, because I know it for myself. And anyone watching this and listening can know it for themselves too. It's that simple. Do you want to know it for yourself or do you not want to know it for yourself? Do you want to understand it or do you not want to understand it? It's that simple. And those who don't want to understand it, they're not going to want to understand it. And those who do understand it and they want to, they're going to. It's a choice with every person. And we all have a choice. And we all have the ability to either stop living the way we're living or to do something that we want to do or change what we're doing or make something different or remain the same. We all have a choice to do that. And sometimes these circumstances My circumstances are things that hold me back, if I'm being honest. I don't want to get into every little thing, but my circumstances is what holds me back because I did some things, I made some choices unto myself that I am still going through the circumstances, I am still going through the outcome, what comes from it, I'm still going through some of those things, and I can't help that. I'm going through it as I speak, and there's nothing I can really do about it. You know, the consequences, there's consequences for every action. It doesn't matter if it's a good or a bad action, there's going to be consequences. I know that I'm going to need the rest of my life, so how can I need something in a way where it's not harming or hurting myself or other people, and it's not causing as many problems as possible? Like it's doing as least as possible, but it's doing as much as I can do to make it go as smooth as it possibly can until I can't do that as much, you see? And that's life. That's life. And listen, I really believe that the creator, the creator of all of this, the mystery behind everything we see is yin yang. It is literally Taoism. It is the message and the example of Jesus Christ, Yeshua. It is all of these religions, all of these sources, all of these things that we hear and see. If you put all of that together into one thing, it's all coming from some source that is resonating in every one of us. And if we could discern and we could just see it all for what it really is, we would stop judging it for what it is and just say that's what it is because that's what it was to the person when it was that thing. It's not to be judged. It is just to be understood and read and looked at and seen. Because that's life. It's observation. It's seeing things. It's understanding things. And when you come to that, you're going to be like, okay, I can't go any further with this, but there's some things that you can do something else with, only if you want to do those things. And listen, like I said before, life is a very, very, very strange phenomenon. Don't ask me how I'm here. Don't ask me how humans even ever came about, or animals came about, or how we're breathing oxygen, or where we were able to build houses and build pyramids and make music and just all of this stuff. I mean, how did this even happen? It's so crazy when you think of this, but do we really think of this? See, I'm trying to open the mind up. I'm trying to get us to open up and stop living in bondage and slavery, and stop going with the old ideas and being so smug. Stir the world up. Stir yourself up. Stir this damn thing up. Stir up the chaos, but don't cause so many problems. Don't want to cause problems. Solve some things, but also stir it up. Bob Marley, stir it up. Little darling, stir it up. Come on, baby. Come on with me, stir it up. Like, there's a time to stir things up and there's a time to not really do anything. See, it's all the contradiction, always going. And those people who understand this, eventually, I believe that this will come into fruition on its own. I think destiny and reality is going to do what it does. It has already been written before it even happens. It has already been done. It's already going to happen how it's going to happen. It can't be forced. It can't try to happen. None of that. I don't believe in any of that anymore. I think there is something that we cannot understand. There is some mystery behind everything that we do. And it's so mysterious that you have to let it be what it is. You can't try to make it be. Like, there's times where I feel like I have a fire in me, and then there's times where I feel like the fire leaves and it extinguishes and it burns out. I don't always have the fire. I don't always have the light. The dark comes and the light comes, and I'm both of those things. I can't escape from that. I am the yin and yang. I am the black and white. I am the up and down. I am the sky and ground. I am the left and right. I am the wrong and right. I am what's black is white. I am all of everything and the plight. I'm just trying to rhyme here, but see, I tried to do that. That was bullcrap because I tried to make that happen. You see how it doesn't work? Do you see how it doesn't work when you try to make it happen? It doesn't work. It never does. It never comes into place how it's supposed to come into place when you're trying to make it work. It never happens right. It just doesn't come to fruition how it's supposed to come to fruition. And me explaining that, I'm explaining it how it's being explained, and that is the only way that it can be explained. There is no other way. This is the way that it is supposed to be. There is no other way that this video is supposed to go other than the way it's going and the way that it's going to go. And I will leave it as that, and I will tell anyone out there, if you resonate with this, if you got anything from this, or you didn't get anything from this, if you want to help support me as a person, or an artist, or a musician, or a writer, or a expressionist, or a speaker, whatever, you can help me by donating to my platform. I don't care what it is, anything helps. You can do a couple things. You can go visit my writing, even though I haven't been putting a lot on there lately. I have not stopped. It's just I took a break, and I needed that break, and I just wasn't forcing myself. I've been going through some things, and I've been letting things happen how they happen. I haven't been forcing it because I don't believe in forcing stuff. So if you want to help support me, thank you. If you don't want to support me, that's fine. If you're listening, that's fine. If you're not listening, that's fine. I care, but I don't care. I don't care, but I do care. See, I can't even say either one anymore. I can't say that I care and I can't say that I don't care because I'm both of them, and I'm always going to be both of them, and all of us are always going to be both of them, and we can't escape that fact. It's just the fact of life. It's just a fact of life. So if you're someone that resonates with the facts of life, then more than likely you will resonate with this vessel, this fleshly thing here speaking to you, whatever you want to call me. And that's what it's going to be, plain and simple. So with that, I leave you with that, and I let it be what it's going to be, and whatever is going to happen is going to happen. It's not up to me anymore. That's the universe's call. That's God's call. That's the yin yang's call. That's the source's call. That's not my call. I'm just another piece in the puzzle is all. So look, y'all, take care, because that's all you can do. Don't do your best. I don't like when people say do your best. Don't do your best. Do what you know is right for you. Do the thing that you want to do in this life. What is something that resonates with you? What is something you want to do more than anything? Or even if you don't, even if you don't know what you want to do. Even if you're like, I don't know what I want to do. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just You haven't made up your mind yet. You don't know. There's times where I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know where I want to go. I don't know what I want to do. I don't have this thing figured out. There's no figuring this thing out. It's just living as you are, saying what you're saying in the moment, being what you're going to be in the moment. If you're in a shitty mood, be in a shitty mood. If you're in a joyful mood, be joyful. If you want to sing, sing. If you want to be a prick, be a prick. If you're someone that's like, leave me alone, say leave me alone. It's like, whatever you are, I accept that thing because that's what you are. And I have to let you be you and you have to let me be me. But I know some people are not going to let you be you or me be me, and we're going to judge and we're going to try to be things, and it doesn't make sense to me. It's not real reality. It's like, this is real reality. This is as real as it gets. It can't get no realer than this. And if people call me nuts or crazy or you lost your mind or you're too much for me or I don't understand you, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not sweating those things anymore. I'm not worried about those things anymore. They don't matter to me anymore, you know? What's up, brother? You know, like that guy running. He's running. Let him run. He's jogging. Let the man jog. I'm not going to say nothing to him. Why are you jogging? Why are you out here running? Why are you wearing black today? Oh, look at this Indian guy. Like, I don't care about stuff like that. I'm not looking at that. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about, are you genuine? Are you honest? Are you authentic? Are you loyal to yourself? Or are you selfish and giving at the same time? Do you understand your own contradiction? Do you understand this thing? And it's like, that is the essence of the facts. That is the essence of the essence of the essence. That is where the glory lies in all of this. And that is where the hardships lie. And that is where the good times lie. It's where everything is. And it's life happening. And we are the coming of all things. We are the coming of everything because we are the people here. We are the ones experiencing. We are the ones going through. We are the ones witnessing. We are the ones talking. We are the ones building. We are the ones working. We are the ones plowing. We are the ones building technology. We are the ones planting trees. We are the ones making communes. We are the ones making gardens. We are the ones. We are the coming. And that's just what it is. That's what it is. That's just what it is. And in that is just what it is. Just learning to let it be what it is something that I think almost needs to be taught to someone today, because it's almost like I don't even know if a lot of the world even knows this or has even heard someone speaking like this. I don't even know. And I'm not going to lie. I do keep it to myself a lot. I keep it to myself a lot. And then I wait for a very long time before I do a video again. And I just let it all out. And I say, hey, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And I'm here. And there's nowhere else I can be. There's nowhere else you can be but where you're at. And if you want to do something different, you can do something different. If you're tired of where you're at, you don't need to stay there. If you can move, you can do something. You know, if you don't want to, you don't have to. You know, it's like a feeling of, I feel both trapped and free as can be at the same time. I feel trapped in a way, like I can't escape from here because everything I need is here. But at the same time, I feel free to do whatever I want and need to do for myself. But it's a feeling of that yin yang again. I feel trapped, yet I feel free. And that's how I always feel. And I am. I am a contradiction. I am all things. I am the source itself that is expressing itself through something mysterious that I can't understand. And even though we try to understand, we can't really understand or grasp it. We can't get it in our palm. We can't hold on to it. It's sinking sand. Do you see what I'm saying? But we still try to do that. And that's not letting it be. That's not letting things come as they are. That's not expression in the moment. That's not unique. That's not genuine. It's still trying to prove something. It's still trying to make something happen. It's forcing the issue of something. And why do I say this? I don't know. I have not the slightest idea or clue why I say the things that I say. This is just what was ordained for me to say before I even said it. I don't even know where this is coming from. I don't even know where this is coming from. You would say it's coming, some of you might say, people might say it's coming from your brain. It's coming from the words you know and your upbringing and your environment and what you're going through and all that stuff. But there is something behind this that is so mysterious that it is a mystery. It is the ultimate mystery. And that ultimate mystery is something that baffles me even unto this day. It baffles me. It still baffles me. And what that is, I don't know. I don't know and I can't know. I don't know and I can't know. I don't know and I can't know. So if I ever say I know, you know that I'm lying. But I do know a lot of things. You see, there's the contradiction again. I know a lot of damn things. I'm not stupid, but in some things I am stupid. Do you see what I'm saying? Are you getting what I'm saying here? Like, you can never be sure of yourself. Anything you say is always contradicting itself. It's always going against itself, yet it's cooperating with itself. It's so strange when I think about this. It's like everything in one, yet everything is different in one thing. It's very strange. I don't know. I can't explain it. I'm just speaking the words. I'm just letting it be known what I've had my whole life, this feeling, this thing. I always knew it. It was always there. And that's what I want to give to the world. But at the same time, I have to be selfish too. And I know that the source of everything understands this because I understand it. And you can understand it like you do understand it if you're still watching this. And in that understanding means everything, if anything, means anything at all. It's in that understanding and that reflection, looking back at yourself, understanding it, is what it is. And it must be left at that. And then we continue with it when we continue. Now, what I was going to do, but I didn't do it, I hesitated. There's some times where I go, peace, and then I want to kind of put my middle finger up and say, F you too, because it's kind of like, I don't give a shit, but at the same time, I wish that you have peace and serenity, but at the same time, I really don't care, because I don't need to care for you. You are your own. I am my own. Every person is their own person. And if we would stop judging each other and start accepting what we really are, do you see what I'm saying? The world would be a different place. And we can make it different if we want. But how many people will do that? I don't know. It's up to everyone out there. I will leave that to every one person to do whatever they do. Peace to you, chaos to you, because chaos will come and peace will come. I know that for sure. So I leave you with the facts. I leave you with the contradiction. I leave you with an understanding of the source of the mystery. Till next time.